As well as the fair use policy, this video is also protected under the Treaty of Peace and Friendship 1787. G'day and welcome back to the channel once again. And for first time viewers, you are very welcome here. Today is the last installment of Joseph Stanley Pigott, aka King Abdul Mumin L, aka the Messiah, aka Private Attorney General. Last installment, I'm completely over this now. The link to the full video will be in the description below if you want to waste 49 minutes of your life watching it. But here it is, part 3 and no more, Joseph Pigott.
I'm here, and anyway, we have a class action case you might not know, but it's in this Washington State Supreme Court. The Washington State Supreme Court, it has, the case number is 981489-3, and that's Pigott versus Barr, or Barr versus Pigott.
You really need to remember who is versus who. It's quite important. And how's that going, by the way? How's that working out for you? Haven't seen any updates recently? Just saying.
And this is dealing with bringing all of our prisoners of war home, stopping all the foreclosures, the fake banks, everything that's happening to the veterans, where they're losing their homes unlawfully, and these fake judges are up here pretending that they're doing something lawfully to help you all the time. They're destroying you daily, grinding on us left and right, and you go to war for these fools. Yeah, I wouldn't go to war for them. You're fighting for the fake Jew anyway. The fake Jew runs the White House. Donald Trump is a fake Jew. And that's why he's doing and talking for the Jews as though they are, because they don't have no land.
What?
The Europeans don't have any land. They only can live here. They can't even live here. They can't have a job here. They can only pass our country in seaports and do commerce. And that's all they can do.
Oh, you're referring to that pesky treaty again, aren't you?
And that this Moorish American Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1787 is the supreme law of the land and not the U.S. Constitution, as they claim, that their founding fathers and the framers' story, which is a bunch of crock. That story was made up, but that document, the Constitution, the U.S. Constitution, was written by the Europeans to do commerce with the Moors, as you can see with in the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. It speaks of the commerce. And so, but you got to understand, they talk about the George Washington letter. The George Washington letter never reached the king, the Sultan of Morocco. He died 2 months before the letter got to him. And the same thing with the U.S. Constitution. It's not valid, neither one of them, but I use them as the guide because that's what everybody knows. But you cannot read the Constitution without reading the Moorish American Treaty of Peace and Friendship. They go hand in hand, and they're one document. So you need to please take notice of when you go to court. You don't need a lawyer. You are the law. When you see a lawyer, right now you got people locked up and can't get out. This case is going to get them out. Please join in this case in the State Supreme Court of Washington State. Case number again is 981489-3. And it might be called Barr versus Pigott or Pigott versus Barr. But they know me as King Abdul Mumin. So y'all get with me. I'm about to upload this, but I need your financial help. I can't do nothing. I don't have a job.
Just pure and utter mumbo jumbo.
I just need resources right now. So okay until they put me out on the street, and it's not good, family. I'm doing really bad. really, really bad. There are other people that are homeless. You could know I was helping before too. That was going through the same kind of stuff before I met him. This is Robert Henderson Crawford, and uh, uh, wow, I can't even think of his name at this time. But George Anderson Ill, and you can see their stuff too, what they've been putting out for us, their work, fighting to get their homes back. But this case here is to bring all of our prisoners of war home. If you got somebody that's locked up and they've been fighting, this is the case here where I'm here to take all of our prisoners back pursuant to Article 16 of the Treaty of Peace and Friendship.
The 16th article is about trading prisoners if Morocco and the United States are at war. Now the news is flooded at the moment heavily with the world situation, but I'm sure if war broke out between Morocco and America, I'm pretty sure it would take a main headline. And if a war was to break out, what authorization have you got to trade any prisoners? Assuming, of course, that there are American POWs, which there aren't, because there's no war, because you're an idiot.
So Article 16, it says here, they admitted that they're at war with us, the Moors. The Europeans said the lawyers and all admitted to being at war. It says in case of a war between the parties, the prisoners are not to be made slaves. All people in prison are slaves. They use that court rule book to enslave you. That's the slave master's book. Okay. Comma, but to exchange one for another, comma, captain for captain, comma, officer for officer, and one private man for another, semicolon. As you can see, we don't have a prison. They do, and this is made by the Pope and the Queen of England. I don't know if I even had that, but let me show you. I forgot to change screens. Anyway, it says, in case of a war between the parties, comma, the prisoners are not to be made slaves, but to be exchanged one for another, captain for captain, officer for officer, and one private man for another, semicolon. And if there shall prove a deficiency on either side, and we don't have any prisoners, comma, it shall be made up by the payment of 100 Mexican dollars for each person wanting. Mexicans are Moors. They're the nobles, but they don't know too, because they got the Pope running that land down there with that. They stole the land by using that Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo of 1848. And then it says, and it is agreed that all prisoners shall be exchanged in 12 months from the time of their being taken, comma, and that this exchange may be effected by a merchant or any person authorized by either of the parties. I'm authorized. I'm here to get our people. They're never going to give you your people. They're here to beat us up and kill us left and right. So my case is about they've been human trafficking us and killing us for sport. I'm a private U.S. Attorney General. I work for the people and all prisoners. They framed me, sent me to prison for almost 10 years, but I caught them. So this is where I'm at the end, about to remove all of them and put them in the guillotine, because that's where they belong.
Again, I'm pretty sure that nobody from Morocco has given you any form of authorization to do anything on behalf of the Moroccan government. I'm fairly confident they don't even know that you exist. As for the guillotine, it was last used as means of execution in France in September 1977 and never used again. In fact, it is banned from all governments around the world.
Everyone, and this is the treaty that shows you that they can't put you in jail. And when you do go to these courts, you're talking to a king, whether you know it or not, but the queen, you're talking to the Queen of England, because all lawyers and judges are bar members, which means British accredited regency, and which all of them are regents for the Crown of England or the Queen. So they're not United States citizens, they're foreign agents that's here destroying our country from within. So I know a lot of stuff that will bring information to you. But then here we are asking them, like when you go to court, Your Honor, this all the time. You're Your Honor. They're the ones that can't have a job here. It's you that run everything because you're nobles. If you don't know you're noble, I'm going to tell you you're noble. All you football players, Bill Cosby's a noble. They set him up with that same court rule crap stuff. And the same thing with T.I. They get everybody with it. They got R. Kelly right now with these fake ass lawyers. What they're doing, talking about, I got a rule here you broke. R. Kelly is a noble. He doesn't even know it. If he knows what I'm talking about, you better hire me. I can get his ass out.
Well, he's fairly intelligent. He's full of shit.
Yes, folks, Joseph is available for hire as a lawyer, although he doesn't have a law degree, and I'm fairly sure his only strategy for whatever crime he is defending you for will fall back on the Treaty of Peace and Friendship.
The United States of America is a corporation that is owned by the Vatican and is bankrupt. See, we're owned by the Vatican, but it's a trick. So they got the lawyers in the middle who use a conduit called a book to bypass, a court rule book that bypasses to get past your treaty. They use that to trick you, to make you think it's law all the time. It's written by the Pope, for the Pope and the Queen, to keep the control over our dominions in which we own. But they're about to lose the court. This is a court order, the Moorish-American Treaty of Peace and Friendship of 1787. It's the supreme law of the land. No other law can be used. Anything they use outside of that is treason, and you can sue them or get them thrown out the country. Okay, that's what I'm about. I'm removing them all. This is 56 pursuant to Article 21. All articles are court ordered, so they're orders. The law of the country is the law to be used to determine the case, and the United States citizen doesn't have a court and or land to prosecute any case for a Moor being harmed by the corporation or officers that are without any jurisdiction to rule on this case. And then I'm showing them C, Exhibit A, the treaty.
Treaty. I think we've covered off enough about the treaty to know that it is all about shipping and free trade back in the day between America and Morocco. And it has jack shit to do with anything in these modern times. Yet again, pure and utter mumbo jumbo. I'm going to leave it here. Not only can I not stand any more of his bullshit, but his voice is getting right on my nerves. Making these videos, I must have had to listen to it for at least 24 hours. That's a day of my life I'm never going to get back. Thankfully though, Joseph has not been seen since on YouTube. However, so looking at his Facebook page, he still has the picture of his ex-wife, shall we say, as his profile, not profile picture, as his cover picture. As we move down, he is holding a conference about treason charges he has against Nancy Pelosi. And just look at the date there. Yeah, you make up your mind. Okay, that's it. I am done with Joseph Pigott until he resurfaces. I hope you are all well. I forgot to say at the start, I hope you are keeping safe. Please continue to do so. If you did like the video, hit that thumbs up button. As I've said before, it is greatly appreciated and very, very important for future videos. If it is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, click the little bell, and you will get some more videos, hopefully this week. Other than that, I'll see you on the next one. G'day.